On this occasion, it is good to see you here practicing, especially those of you who have come from abroad, who have the interest in the practice. This is very hard to find these days. Actually, Dhamma practice is very important for in the daily life. So today I would like to advise on how to practice in the beginning. So there are three topics that I would like to talk about. The first one is, why do we have to develop our mind? Why can't we just do good deeds and live on with our life? The second one is, how do we do to progress in the practice? The Buddha said in the sutta that there are those who will progress and there are those who will not progress in their practice. What are the differences? And the third point is the method in the beginning before we start practicing. So the first point is, why do we have to practice? It is because in our daily life, we come to face with problems, whether big or small. For example, small problems is that when we hurry and we forget things, we forget our belongings, and then we become hurried and stressed. Bigger problems, those that are related to our studies or our work, we become stressed. We may be stressed because of the work itself or because of our co-workers. We may suffer from family matters, husband and wife, parents and child. So you can see that these problems occur to all of us in all ages, from when we were born until we die. Especially nowadays, there are more problems. You can see that a lot of people get worries, anxieties, and depressed. And a lot of people have mental issues. This is because those people, they don't understand the nature of the mind. But Dhamma practice can help fix that problem. By being mindful, we can solve the problem in our daily life and up until we can end all suffering. Now the second point is, how do we progress? This is very important. In the sutta, the Buddha point out that these behaviors, those who have these behaviors will not progress in their practice. What are they? The first one is you overwork. The second point is those who like to talk, to speak. The third behavior is those who like to sleep. The fourth one is those who like to socialize. The fifth one is those who are addicted to sensual pleasures. And the final one, the sixth one, is those who like to eat. So with these 6 behaviors, if you have these, then it will be hard for you to progress in your Dhamma practice. So the first one, those who overwork, it means that you don't have time to rest. You give the importance to the work outside and you neglect the work on the inside, which is your mind. The second point is those who like to talk. I think we can all understand that. The third one is those who like to sleep. I think you can understand that one too. The fourth one is those who like to socialize. Nowadays, there's word like FOMO, fear of missing out. You have to be with the other people all the time. You cannot find time to be alone. The fifth one is those who are addicted to sensual pleasures. It means that you cannot be composed, you cannot be collected. And the sixth one is those who like to eat. It means you don't know how to eat just enough to the point of being good for your practice. Then what did the Buddha say of what do we have to do in order to progress? For those who have never practiced, it is very common to have extreme feelings, strong feelings. When you become happy, then you are extremely happy. When you become sad, then you become depressed. This is because those people, they don't know how to control their mind. The Buddha said that it is impossible from having strong feelings and just try to sit and become peaceful. You have to take it one step at a time. This is to lessen those strong feelings, to lessen the proliferation. The first step is to lessen the strong feelings. We can do that by keeping the virtues, whether 5 precepts or 8 precepts. This is to control our bodily action and our speech. And after a while, after you keep these precepts, you will notice that those extreme feelings, they will lessen, and it will be easier to become peaceful. Now, the second step is how to deal with the proliferation. In the beginning, when you sit and meditate, you try to stay with your breath, or you try to stay with the mantra, but then after just a short while, you start to think. Because this is the old habit. So we try to pull our mindfulness back, and then after a while, it will be sent out again. So to progress, the Buddha said that we have to be composed, we have to be collected with our ears, eyes, nose, tongue, and body. We have to have the awareness of our feelings and emotion. We have to notice which of those emotions and feelings is good. Then we can keep them, but we have to let go of the feelings that are bad. When you practice to be composed and collected, then the proliferation will lessen. The third step is the laziness. The Buddha taught that to be able to overcome the laziness, we have to start with our eating. We have to eat just enough. If we eat just enough, just small amount, the sleepiness will lessen. And also we have to have the diligence to sit and to walk with mindfulness. This also will overcome what Venerable Ajahn Anan called sleep jhana. Because it is our nature that when we experience sleepiness, the mind will shut down and go to sleep. And the last one is to have mindfulness in the daily life. If you are wondering why you are sitting and you cannot become peaceful, this is because you haven't developed these aspects. And lastly, the method of practice before we sit meditation. I would like to advise that once you sit and before you just start to observe your breath, you should be aware of your body and your feelings, the satipatthana, the four satipatthana, the body and the vedana. You may notice that sometimes when you sit, after a while it will become uncomfortable. You may have pain or ache all over your body, or your breath may not be smooth. This is because of the sitting posture. So when you sit, you should be aware of the body from the head to the toe. You can do that by focus one body part at a time, and to see which part is tight, and you try to relax. You try to relax the tendon, the muscle, and then those body parts will become light and comfortable, and the air can travel easier, and you can sit longer. So this is very important, to be aware of your body. And you can also do that when you walk and when you stand. You use this body as your focus, and you don't send out your mind to the thoughts and proliferation. You also should contemplate that how should I sit to be able to sit longer, to be comfortable in my sitting. You have to keep asking yourself. This is using wisdom. You cannot only use patient endurance. And you can observe your breath with the mantra and also observe the body parts together at the same time. The benefit of this is that it will cure the unmindfulness. Sometimes when you just observe the breath, then the mindfulness disappears and you fall asleep. So think of it as like you are driving a car. When you're driving, you have to have full awareness at all times. You cannot proliferate. So think of it as when you sit, so you stay with your body, with your feelings, with your breath, just like you are driving. And when you do this, I am sure that your practice will get better. So today, this is what I would like to advise to you, because I want you to be able to sit longer, to be able to sit better, and to have more mindfulness. So may you all progress in your practice.